On today's episode of Where's Brian, we're headed back to a setting we've seen on a previous episode. But today, we'll be working with a group that's been around since 1924. Do you know where I am today?
I'm Brian Phillips. On most days, I work in an office for the Ames City Manager. Since starting here, I've learned a lot about the different jobs city employees have. Many of them you might see every day. Others work behind the scenes to provide quality programs and exceptional service to the community. And that's why I'm here, to experience the different jobs the City of Ames has to offer. You never know where I'll go next.
The Ames Municipal Band began receiving city sponsorship in 1924. The group holds concerts every Thursday night in June and July at Bandshell Park. Dr. Michael Galimo is the Ames Municipal Band's 7th conductor, and today he'll show us what it takes to lead the band.
Good afternoon, Mike. How are you?
Good. How are you doing, Brian?
I'm doing great. So tell me a little bit about the municipal band. How many people participate in it?
Sure. We have about 52 people in the Ames Municipal Band, and we perform every Thursday night during the months of June and July. And in addition to that, we perform at the Boone Municipal Band Festival, which is held each summer. We participate in the 4th of July parade, and we perform in the parade for the Memorial Day ceremony, which is held out at the Ames Municipal Cemetery.
Wow, so it sounds like a pretty busy summer for you guys.
It is, yeah. We exist only in the summer, so it's short, but it's very compact.
Okay, and how does somebody go about getting involved in the municipal band?
Well, people usually contact the city through Mike King, or they send me an email. They find out that I'm in charge, and they shoot me an email saying, here's my playing experience, and that's kind of what we want to know. How do we contact them? And really, it's kind of like a tenure system. Once you're in the group for a season, you're kind of in permanently. So with new people, it's usually adding them in as substitute players, and then if there's an opening, we kind of go to our subs and see who might be the best choice and put somebody in permanently.
Okay.
We have 3 members who have been in the band over 60 years, so
Wow.
there's some sections where there's not a whole lot of openings.
Wow. So how do you go about choosing the music for the band concerts?
We use kind of a formula each week. We always open with the Star Spangled Banner. We have some sort of an opener. We always have a vocal soloist. We have an instrumental soloist. We always have some sort of light classical piece in there. We always have something that's kind of more Hollywood. We always have some sort of hymn tune near the end. We always close with a Sousa March. So it's a little bit of everything. There's a little bit of a formula. We have a 2-hour rehearsal each week, and the concerts are only 60 minutes, and that includes applause, that includes our time for our announcer. So it's a little bit of a strange science to know how much music to program each week.
Okay. So I understand I'm going to be helping you out for a concert upcoming.
I
here.
understand you will be serving as our guest conductor
Okay.
for our first concert this summer.
All right, so I don't have a lot of experience in this, so what is the first thing I need to know about conducting?
The first thing is to be able to look out as much as possible, to not to look down to read music. And I'm not sure what your level of reading music is.
It's okay.
But it's always really eye contact. And those people that read music really well, we want to make sure that they're not doing this all the time. It's important that you communicate with your eyes, that you give clear gestures, and we'll teach you some of those gestures at the beginning to make sure that you give them a clear breath. But in addition to the breath, it's setting the tempo, it's setting the volume, it's setting the style for the piece that you're conducting. It's doing a lot. And I tried to find a piece for you that wouldn't be necessarily on autopilot, something that maybe you can start, but then later on it's got an accelerando, a section that will get quicker. So I thought it would be fun to have you really kind of in charge of driving the bus and not just putting it on autopilot, but let's have you do something with it to make it uniquely yours.
That sounds like fun. So what are we going to be playing?
We've got a march here. This is a great march by Carl King called the Prestissimo March. Prestissimo means very, very fast. But it's a piece that I think we could start at kind of a medium speed, and then at the end, let's put an accelerando, which means let's put an acceleration of the tempo, and that's something that you'll lead, and hopefully the players will follow.
Okay. All right, so what do I need to know to get started here?
Well, the first thing is let's put a baton in your hand, because that's something that helps kind of define the pulse a little bit more than just this. Okay? We want you to hold it like you're holding a hammer.
Okay.
So you grab it that way, and the knuckles are always up.
Okay.
We like the point to be in the middle of your body and hopefully between your eyes and the eyes of the people that you're conducting.
Okay.
That's probably a good level right now. You will be a little bit higher because you'll also be up on a podium
Okay.
a little bit. So that level is pretty good. And with marches, pretty much in two. So one gesture is down, one gesture is up, and a little bit of a rebound off to the side. So a little bit of a check mark or a J
Okay.
type direction.
What do I do with my other hand?
And for right now, nothing.
Nothing? Okay.
Just keep it right there.
All right.
And we don't want the elbow to be in too tight.
Okay.
We want it to be out just a little bit. And again, in the center of the body.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is start here in the first gesture, and the most important gesture, the preparatory gesture, is that you come in and up.
So it's,
1. There you go. And on that gesture, one other thing we'd like you to do would be to take a breath. So up, there you go.
like that? Okay.
That's how it is.
All right, so let's take a look at this music then.
Okay. And the beginning is yep, da-dum, da-da-dum, bup, 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 bup. And that's probably the tempo. So the prep is going to be fairly fast. 1, 2, ready. Bum, ba-dum, bup, ba-dum, bup, 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 bup. That would get them started.
Like that? Okay.
That would get them started.
Okay.
Now, things you can do with the left hand is if you want the group to be softer. While you're doing this, can you bring the left hand out and put it out? We always say fingers together. Okay, because this is a much different look
Okay.
than this. This is a softer look. And maybe up a little bit more, traffic cop. There you go.
All right, it's kind of
and
a
if,
stop
and
sign.
if there's something where you want them to come down slower or softer this way, bring this down. Yes, and with young conductors, we see this a lot too. Whereas we want to practice to see if we can get some independence
Okay.
going. Okay, and one of the things that we'll do, and we'll teach you the end of this, but there's a section where we can really slow it down, and then we can we'll decide if you want to get an accelerando slowly, or if we want to just go to a quick tempo. So
Okay.
as a conductor, you get to make some musical decisions that affect what's going on in the group,
Okay.
and the group watches very well. I will
All
say
right.
that. So whatever you show them, if we tell them follow Brian, they will do that.
Okay.
They will do that.
well, I'm a risk taker, so let's go ahead and give it a shot.
That's terrific. Okay, and this is something where we'll figure out what we want to do here for this card. But there's a section here. It's the break strain, which is kind of the middle section of the march. Yep, bum, boop, 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 bum, bum, boop, 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 and then right here, boom, 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 boo, yup, boop, 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 boom. And then there's kind of a slow last strain. Boom, boom, slow, boom, boom, yup, boop, 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 ba da boop, boop, boom, crash, boom, 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 yup, boop, 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 boop. Now start to get faster. Boom, 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 faster, boom. Faster, bum, ba 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 da ba ba bum. Faster still. Yum, bum, ba dum, ba dum, ba dum, ba dum, bum. Crash, ba 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 bum, 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 bum. And that's the last note.
So what do I
that's,
do at the end to finish it
bum,
off?
bum, bum, bum. 1, 2, 1, boom. So really like 2 downbeats, and the second gesture will be larger. 1, 2, 1, boom.
Okay.
Would work, or 1, 2, 1, boom, with a circle.
1, 2, 1, like that.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
A circle on 1. 1, 2, circle, stop.
Okay.
Okay, so that will get it going. Now, what we need to do is we'll work on understanding how many counts and how many sections, understanding the form of the piece, so that when we get to this section where maybe we slow it down a little bit, you know where that is. and
Right.
That doesn't
Yeah,
catch
that'd
you
be
by
helpful.
surprise. But it would be neat if we could slow it down here, and then you could, starting with the beginning of the last strain, maybe start in a accelerando here. You could start to get faster, or it might be more fun to do this slow and stately, and then when we get halfway through that section here, to all of a sudden, let's get it going nice and fast and furious,
Okay.
and rip it to the end.
Okay.
Take it out that way. That would be fun.
Okay. So should we work through from the beginning?
Sure, we
Okay.
can do that. Okay, now let's talk about the piece. There's a little bit of an introduction, and then there's material, which is the first strain, which is repeated.
Okay.
Then there's material here for the second strain, which is repeated, and then what we call the trio of a march. It changes key, and it gets a lot softer, and that's always kind of the soft and lyrical. Okay, after the soft and lyrical, it goes into this break strain that we talked about, and right after the break strain, near the end of that, is where we're going to do that. So if you can remember that there's a soft soft and slow lyrical section, and we'll kind of sing through this with you
Okay.
To kind of get it going. And then there's the loud section we call the break strain or the dogfight, something
it
loud.
slows down.
And that's where we slow it down. And what you could do here is either kind of keep conducting through this, or you could put a little bit of a hold on beat 1, what we call a fermata. Boom, boo-dum, boo-dum, hold 1 and 2 and 1.
Okay.
So we could put a little bit of a hold here, or we could just kind of stay slow through here into here. We could do it either way, and that's, again, those are decisions as the
Okay.
conductor. You get to decide what you
All
want
right.
to do, and whatever you do, they'll follow you.
Okay, sounds
They'll be
good.
right with you. They're terrific about that. Okay. Where would you want to start right now? Do you want to maybe go with the trio?
Sure.
The theme of the trio is the same theme that's used in the last strain. It's this boom, 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 boom. Okay.
Okay.
You want to start there?
Okay, so it's
And this is softer, so we don't want to conduct real big. We can conduct a little bit smaller here.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And feel free to use a little bit more of the wrist, less arm. Okay. Good, good, good. We tell conductors, if you're conducting something like a march, to imagine that you're conducting inside a rectangle, and in this case it would be a vertical type of rectangle,
Okay.
so that there's more weight to the beat.
I see.
Okay. If you're conducting something that's smooth and lyrical, like a ballad or something, think that your rectangle is more horizontal, so that you're doing things that are more side to side, and there's less weight. But on a march, it's more weight. You want to be more precise with the pulse.
Okay.
Okay. Let's start here at the trio. 1, 2, ready, go. Boom, 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 nice and small. Boom, boom, yep, boom, 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 boom. Keep going. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. This is all soft. Boom, 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 boom. Now big. Get the dum, boo, doop, boo, doop, boop. Boop, boop, boom, 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 boom. Slow it down. Boom, 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 doop, boop, 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 boom, 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 boom. Nice and slow. Boom, boom, boop, 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 boom. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, bing, beep, 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 beep. Now we'll pick it up. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, bing, beep, 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 bing. Bing, 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 beep, 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 bing, 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 bing. Bing. Good, good.
All right.
And a good ending.
Okay.
Now you can get much faster.
faster.
You can get much faster.
Okay.
They'll follow you.
Okay.
They'll follow you. They'll stay with it. Yeah, that's good. And if you've kind of picked up, each section is really like 4 sections, 4 mini phrases of 8 counts. So, okay.
Okay.
And the accelerando will start halfway through that section.
So how long is this song when it's performed all the way through?
That's probably 3 minutes.
So it's
That's
pretty
probably
fast.
It is pretty
pretty quick
fast. And the title of it is Prestissimo March, which means super fast. You can start it real fast. Probably for this purpose, let's not, but let's end it real fast.
Okay.
Okay, and this is a circus march. This was used probably when they had horses in and that sort of stuff, because the subtitle is a gallop. Composed by Carl King, who lived in Fort Dodge, Iowa.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And the local municipal band there, the Fort Dodge Municipal Band, is now known as the Carl King Band.
Oh, fantastic.
So he lived there from 1921, I think, through 1971. And was somebody who wrote lots of marches, like John Philip Sousa and Henry Fillmore and some others, but a real legend in the band world.
Okay, great. Well, I'm looking forward to giving it my best try tonight.
We're excited to have you as our
Yeah.
guest conductor.
Okay, well, I'll see you later tonight then.
Thank you so much, Brian.
Thank you. Here you
Okay.
go.
Well, we are very honored to have one of their own stars with us here tonight. He normally works in the city manager's office, but you may know him as the front man in Where's Brian, the series of programs that take you behind the scenes with many City of Ames functions. Please welcome Brian himself to the stage here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Phillips. Now, an upcoming segment of Where's Brian will focus on the Ames Municipal Band and what it takes to put on one of these concerts here in Bandshell Park. And what better way to submerge Brian in the Ames Municipal Band culture than to have him try his hand at directing the band. Doc has handed off the baton to Brian. He's going to lead the band in the Prestissimo March by Carl King. He was checking his pulse backstage a few minutes ago, and I think it might have been at a Prestissimo too. But Mike Galimo has given him some serious coaching. He's done some serious rehearsing with the band, and he's truly going to be directing the band. He's not going to be simply standing on the podium and waving a baton up and down. At least we hope. No pressure at all, right, Brian? No. So, where's Brian? Well, tonight he's right here leading your Ames Municipal Band.
Survived. Thank you. That was great.
Goes well. The show Where's Brian? The Ames Municipal Band.
Well, today we got to see a talented group of musicians that make the Ames Municipal Band the local treasure that it is. Be sure to join the Municipal Band at one of its many summer concerts, and be sure to tune in for the next Where's Brian, because you'll never know where I'll go next. Microphone working?
Yeah, keep talking.
Test. Bum bum bum. That's not even my best bum bum bum. The hour is upon us.
Got the arm limbered up.
Yeah, we did some warm-ups, and
Good.
I made him sound great, so. Let's get up there. You always look the filming and killing me, man. I can only be on so many hours of the day. I'm gonna start saying inappropriate things. Don't make me. I'll come up with them.